3587. Conflict spans the stars. Huge armies are locked into an enduring stalemate. Only one force can help them now. The Awesomenauts.
What you just watched was the intro cinematic to one of my favourite games ever. I started playing Awesomenauts back when it released on the Xbox 360 quite a while ago, just after it came out, and I found out about it by one of the UK's most popular YouTube channels. You might have heard of the Yogscast, but you know, that's here or there. After a few years of playing the game, I managed to get a laptop when I was, how old was I? I was 13 when I got that laptop, and I played Awesomenauts on that laptop. Every single game, the official Steam release at least, every single day. And obviously over time I built a PC, I carried on playing Awesomenauts. This game has been a massive, it's been like Minecraft to me. I grew up with Minecraft, I'll always play Minecraft. I feel very much the same about Awesomenauts. Recently I purchased a Steam Deck and I thought to myself, you know, I'll play Awesomenauts on it, you know, bring back some of the nostalgia. I haven't played it for a while. And it turns out the developer, Romano, I really hope I pronounced that right, have gone bankrupt, leaving the game in a very peculiar state. But thankfully, big shout out to the Awesomenauts subreddit by the way, I managed to discover, or be told, that the developers basically just before they stopped being able to update the game made an official beta which still uses the Steam matchmaking systems instead of their own, or I'm assuming because it's now down, a third party which they can no longer pay. So I will show you guys this in a second after I'm done speaking here. I'll record it in a minute actually after I've done this section of recording how to go onto this beta. However, the unfortunate thing about this beta is it's the 2016 version of the game. And if anybody has played any online live service game knows, you know, losing out on like, what, 7 years worth of, well, not really 7, I stopped in 2022. We'll say 5 years of development is a bit of a wounder, especially when I'm doing this little retrospective to see how the game is. So, all footage of the game you're going to see today is of the 2016 version of the game. Not to say that's a bad thing, it's just very important to state because, I don't know, unless somebody finds out how to make the more modern version of the game playable online, this is all we have. But I thought it was just worth mentioning. Okay guys, so this is me here showing you how to change Awesomenauts, and to be honest any Steam game, onto its beta versions. All you want to do is find the game on your top right. I've got it in my favourites here. If we hit right click and go to properties, not manage, you get this menu, and down here there's a betas option. All you got to do is click on there, beta participation, click on. So you can choose none, which would put you on the most modern version of the game, which doesn't currently work. This is the version I'm using for this retrospective, 3.2.8, but it's listed as what it is. There's so I think that was a beta from the normal game. I don't even know what this is, and that's an offline only for people who used to buy the game. So we're going to choose this version, and your Steam should update. Hope that was useful. Thank you. So I'm going to talk about how the gameplay works now. It is quite a simple game at the end of the day. There are 3 people on your team, 3 people on the enemy team, but within that very small set of factors is a very enjoyable gameplay loop which has kept myself and others returning to the game even after its death, which is quite impressive actually looking back up when the game came out. It essentially narrows down to destroy enemy turret, destroy enemy base, you win. But within that loop, you have factors such as your own droids and enemy droids, which can either help you destroy the enemy turret or try and help the enemy destroy your turret. And enemy players are the biggest factor in this game, because you could just be happily destroying an enemy turret and have 3 people pull up on you like you're in the hood, which is just not a fun experience. I've had it happen to me quite a few times. So within the actual game itself, there are a ton of factors which determine what you're doing. It's not just a normal, oh, I'm going to go here, I'm going to shoot this thing and not have a care in the world. You need to communicate with your teammates and form a plan of how you're going to deal with certain situations, or you will keep being sent back to the spawn. Now, there are different types of classes in the game. I'm not going to go over it right now because they haven't been overly important to me in my experience. They're more just rough outlines of what each character can do. Personally, there's basically 3 types like there are in, say, Overwatch, where you've got your people who are there to deal a lot of damage and get out quickly. So we'll call them annoying people. You have your supporty type characters who can heal or mostly just help, say, defend your turrets, or they can set up to attack an enemy turret. And then finally, one of the most fun ones to play is the tanky characters, because you can take an entire armada and get out of it with a smile. Now, on top of all these different factors are the individual character upgrades. So there is an upgrade screen and you have so many possibilities. There's about 5 different lanes. So 2 of the lanes are for your abilities and the bottom lane is for your health. And in each of these you can choose 3 upgrades. So say there's like 5 on each road, you can choose 3 of them. And you can basically pick and choose what you want. So maybe you want to play as one character and absolutely max out your health, do everything for your health and just walk into the enemy. You can do that. Or you could play another character, go, I'm not going to upgrade my health, but I'm going to make my guy really quick, really strong, so I can be a glass cannon. You can do that as well. So within the gameplay loop, this makes it so every interaction feels different. It basically allows you to have whatever player style you want, really. Even like if you had 2 people playing the same character, you could have entirely different builds, which is really good and has helped the game last as long as it has. And to be honest, it's probably one of the reasons the community's stuck around as long as it has. I know it's really helped me, especially getting back into the game recently while making this retrospective. It's actually kept me on top of my head, you know, going, oh yeah, you can do this, you can do that, this is amazing. So yeah, gameplay loop in this game is enjoyable as hell, and I really recommend it gets played a lot more by you guys. So very loosely on the topic of gameplay, and more so just the state the game is currently in, it's very surprising that I'm able to find quite densely populated lobbies on this game, because if we were to rewind to 2 years ago, back in, well, yeah, 2021, that you'd struggle to find 2 people in the game. But all the tests that I've been doing for this, I've been able to at least get 4-man lobbies. So 4 out of 6 people isn't too bad for a game that's not meant to really be alive anymore, especially considering the loops you have to jump through to even get online at this point. And I'm actually very happy to say that I've had, even though there's not many people in each lobby, there are quite a few different lobbies. So I've come into contact and played with quite a few different people, which is really enjoyable to see. It's really nice to see that people are still giving the game the love and respect that it deserves, at least in my point of view. Now, talking about the community, it's very common to find in these densely, devoted communities there is normally a lot of toxicity within them, and Awesomenauts probably also has that, but I haven't noticed it in my experience, even in the last few years when I've been playing the game every now and then, which is actually quite refreshing, especially coming from my main game Overwatch. It's really nice not to have someone manically typing in the text channel, calling you all types of names and words. So yeah, the Awesomenauts experience right now isn't what it was at its peak, but it's still very enjoyable, and it's very nice to see that the community is still active and isn't trying to kill each other. So one of the most defining things about Awesomenauts, and one of the things that makes this game stand out from a lot of other similar games in this rough genre of MOBAs, is the soundtrack. It's amazing. Obviously you saw it at the start of this video. The game just has this way of making you know that the developers love and care, and they put every ounce of effort into this soundtrack. Each individual character has their own, theme with, people singing different genres. You've got Froggy G, you've got rap, you've got Sheriff Loneside, you've got old western music. Each theme fits each character and each place perfectly. Now, I even brought soundtrack on Steam back when I brought Awesomenauts, and I'm guilty of playing other games and listening to the Awesomenauts soundtrack, and I have been thinking, why don't you guys put this much effort into your soundtracks? Because some games, and when you have to look at some characters, there's so much potential there. And then the Awesomenauts, the potential is realised, and it is amazing. The soundtrack has a way of dragging you into the world. You could be playing on, Ribbit 4, I think the map's called, and the soundtrack, it puts you into the setting. It's dynamic, especially when somebody goes on a bloody killing spree and all you can hear is their character theme, because this achieves 2 goals. It makes the person who got the killing spree feel like an absolute awesome badass, but it also encourages the person who they've been killing to get their revenge, to shut down the music. So how it works on a killing spree, if what I remember is roughly correct, this is going off the top of my head because I'm not very good at the game anymore. When someone's on a killing spree, they kind of have an area where you can hear their killing spree. So if you get closer to them, or if they get closer to you, you can hear it, which kind of adds a bit of existential dread when you're hiding on 1 HP and you don't want to die. So yeah, the soundtrack, which you've been hearing throughout this video, is one of my favourite things about the game. I couldn't put it into words how nice I find the soundtrack. And you'll hear a bit my favourite part of the soundtrack at the end of this video actually, and I really hope you like it. Although this was just a short look back at the game, I hope it got some of you out there who have previously shown interest or played Awesomenauts to maybe give it another go. The community is still alive, and it'd be really nice to know that I had even a small impact on one of my favourite games. Or even if there's those of you out there who've never played the game, I think, and don't quote me, I'm pretty sure it's still able to be added to your library on Steam. It's still a free to play game as far as I'm aware. I know there are still sales and stuff for the game, so who knows. I really hope it encourages some of you out there to give the game a second look, because personally I would love to just log into the game one day and see the general chat on the main menu just flowing with people again like it once used to. Anyway, I'm eagerly just going to sit in the background of the community really. I want to see what's going on with Ronimo. If anybody knows what's happening with Ronimo obviously having gone bankrupt, if somebody's looking to buy the rights or something, if there's fan projects out there, or I haven't heard of any, I would just love to see this game in some form, some way, get the future that I know it deserves. Maybe it's a remake, maybe it's a sequel. It's either going to be destined to be left in the dust, or it's going to be revived by the people who are currently giving it live support. It's only up to time to tell, and I just want to say thank you for watching this video. I've got a little something after this which I hope you'll like, might get you in the feels a little bit. This is my first time doing one of these retrospective type things, so I'd really appreciate feedback on what I could do better. And if you guys really like this video, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. It'd really help me out, and I will see you next time.